Conor McGregor, he copied my whole style. Like I said before, he want to be just like me. Floyd Mayweather responds and finally reacts to Conor McGregor's crushing loss. Got his leg kicked off by Dustin Poirier, then knocked out. We're going to talk about that right here. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing and fighting. Conor McGregor just lost big in a rematch. He was slated to win. He was the favorite. Poirier was the underdog. Congrats to Dustin Poirier. Proved a lot of people wrong. There was this post. It says, "Why is Floyd Mayweather hated for the way he carries himself, but Conor McGregor is loved for the same way he carries himself? Let's hear your thoughts." And Floyd on his account said this: "I seen this post, and my take on it is the world knows that con artist Mick Loser, he can steal everything from me and be loved, but I'm hated." That just lets you know that all know that the racism still exists. Just know that bum will never be me or be on my level. I'm just built different. My mindset is on another planet. My skills, they're second to none. I'm a natural born winner. And yes, I talk a lot of trash, but every time I back it up. This is what they hate. It's sad that you could be a poor black kid from the ghetto that has dealt with racism your whole life and work extremely hard to put yourself and your family in a better position, and most of the hate come from my own people. Conor cannot even win in his own sport, but talking about coming back to boxing to fight Pacquiao. Conor cannot even win in his own sport, but talk about coming back to boxing to fight Pacquiao. Nobody wants to see that. It's like my leftovers eating leftovers, end quote. So I don't know if Floyd wrote this or whatever, but he talked about the hate. The one thing I disagree with, he said the hate is all from his own people. That's incorrect. You know, I don't doubt you probably do have some people from within the culture that don't like Floyd, but you look at a lot of old media that was hating when Floyd was talking about fighting my boy Kareem Mayfield or Berto. They was hating on that. And I could think of people directly offhand that didn't look like Floyd, not the same complexion as Floyd, doesn't come from the same background, you know. So I don't know where he got that his own people be hating, but I do understand there are crabs in a bucket mentality. So there probably are some people that hate on him, but he got a lot of hate. Like if you remember the classic interview with Floyd on ESPN with Brian Kenny. Brian Kenny was hating tough, trying to make it like he was afraid of Pacquiao, and Floyd was checking him. So yeah, I think the hate, you can't just relegate it to your own people hating on you. You get hate from a lot of things. And, you know, I'm not going to get too far into it because this video is not even about that. But Floyd, the hate that I've seen that Floyd gets from his own people, it's not even hate. It's like he goes against the culture. You know, Gucci had been under fire, and there was the outcry because they had that blackface ad or a hoodie. And he was like, "Man, I don't care about that. I'm going to Gucci right now." You know, you do. So if you do stuff like that and say all lives matter and it's not about Black Lives Matter, you know, you do stuff like that, the culture is not going to know how to interpret that. But this video is not about that, so I don't want to go too far. That's a dope shirt. I don't want to go too far into that. He does have a point. You know, I've always told you the racism in boxing is very flagrant. The double standards is very flagrant. And once again, Ego Stradamus strikes again. People continue to try to deny it and say, "Oh, you're pulling the race card," but you have the biggest fighter of my generation, and he's vouching for it and expressing his thoughts on the same thing, saying that it does exist, the double standards, the racism, the bigotry in boxing, it does still exist in the sport of boxing. And this very same topic I've talked about many times on my channel. Like, I even came up with a saying that I see a lot of people using, an adage, if you will. I said, everybody wants to be Money Mayweather. They don't want to have to go through the pretty boy Floyd stages. And I've heard Andre Ward and Teofimo and different people use that same adage that I've been saying for several years, and anybody on my channel can vouch for that. So it's good to see that people are seeing it. But when it comes to Conor McGregor, Floyd, I've already drawn that comparison years ago, and told you Conor McGregor pretty much stole Floyd's blueprint, whether you want to admit it or not. He stole Floyd's blueprint and kind of ran with it, and it was fashionable. And I'm telling you this, I like Conor McGregor. I think he's a good fighter, but he just got beat by Poirier, nasty knockout, leg was deadened, and he kind of just took that blueprint and ran with it. Like little stuff coming out to Biggie and the Notorious and hip hop and the flashy coats, moving to Vegas, the ritzy and flashy life. That's all Floyd, And I've told you guys for years that Conor took a play out of Floyd's playbook. Like, you have to understand, like, I'm not the smartest brother in the world, but I highly doubt if you go to Ireland, you'll see a bunch of people all tatted up, listening and blasting Biggie Smalls and wearing certain things, Coogee sweaters and, certain glasses and bumping certain Snoop Dogg. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even think that's the overall culture. And I know music transcends and goes to different areas, but basically Conor is a culture vulture. That's just what it is. He came and embraced the American culture, and people accepted it. That's just what it is. There's a lot of people that have done that. You have the Conor McGregors and the DJ Vlads. They get into that's a cool picture. That's a crazy picture. They just get into, especially primarily hip hop, like the hip hop culture, and then they tap in, find a little lane, and make some money and make some moves in it. But everything that Conor's doing, Floyd's pretty much already done. And the trash talking, the difference is Floyd actually backs up the trash talking. Like, if he says won't, 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 he's 50-0. So he never lost. So he really backed it up. So Floyd does have a strong point, the same behavior. And actually, Conor McGregor has a lot of stuff on his rap sheet that Floyd never have, like attacking a chartered bus or whatever that was at the Barclays Center, throwing a dolly through the window and glass getting people's eyes, and certain people couldn't fight. Certain people were traumatized on the bus, like Rose. And there's cases where he slapped phones out of people's hand. There's cases where women are suing him for multi-millions of dollars on some sexual harassment. And you haven't seen all that with Floyd. Floyd and his baby mama, who's now passed, they had a little dispute, but that's really it. I don't remember like Floyd slapping, Floyd got security and stuff. You don't even get close enough to Floyd to the point where you can intrude with pictures, and there wouldn't even be a need for him to slap your hand out your phone or, nothing crazy like that. But Conor McGregor has these things. In Ireland, I guess he wanted the dude to try some of his whiskey, and the guy didn't want it. I don't know if you take it. And he punched the old man in the face. Things like that. So, we see the double standard. And this is not a bash Conor McGregor session. Like I said, I really actually like Conor McGregor, but I do speak the truth as well. And we just see the double standards. All this behavior from Conor McGregor is embraced, is swept under the radar. In boxing, you see it. You got a guy from Russia who's not even from America, just like Conor McGregor, not even from America. And Kovalev's running amok and getting kicked off of planes, more or less the same. He got Me Too cases and chicks showing her injuries and things like that. And old media don't even want to talk about Kovalev effing up. you know, they don't want to bring it up, but let it be Floyd, let it be Adrian Broner, let it be Gervonta Davis, Deontay Wilder, it would be front page news. And that's to be black in America. That's just what it is. You see the double standards. So it's not something that Conor readily caused. So I'm not blaming him for it, but it's something we have to respect that it's there. You know, you can have a problem. Like if you wake up and your hand is the size of, you know, a cow udder, you could pretend like that's normal, or you could maybe go to the doctor and see like, oh, okay, what is this? Like, why is my hand shaped like this? I just woke up. What happened? You know, and that's why I'm bringing relevance to it and talking about these things. A lot of people get comfortable when it comes to race relations in America and stuff, and they want to sweep it on the rug. Oh no, it's not like that. Like, yes, it is. You see people storming the Capitol. You see a bunch of Karen videos. You see how fans embrace Conor McGregor, but then say Floyd, they hate him because he's an arrogant person. You know, you see all these things. So don't front like you don't. Anyway, wish Conor a speedy recovery. His leg looked pretty bad. We'll see what's next for him. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Floyd Mayweather finally responded to Conor McGregor and says his leftovers want to fight each other. And that's true. He beat Conor McGregor, and he beat it's up to my promoter, Bob Adam. He beat Pacquiao. And they were thinking about fighting each other. Now, I don't know if they will now, because Conor McGregor just lost, and he lost bad. So it might be done for that. I don't know if they would still try to push it with Conor coming off a loss. I mean, that really hurts the fight in a major way, you know. But we'll see what happens next. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. You know we work it.
So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.